Hello and welcome to my new tutorial. In this tutorial, I'm gonna show you how to make a glitchy effects driven by a soundtrack without keyframe, instead using some expression, which is my favorite tools in After Effects. Expression is not as scary as it looks, and once you understand it, it can save you a lot of time. By the way, feel free to copy all the codes lines I've been using in this tutorial right below the video in the comment area. Alright, let's jump into the After Effects. I open a new comp and call it glitch and leave everything as it is. Go to layer, new and solid, and it could be any color, it doesn't matter. Also, I need a soundtrack. I select the solid layer, go to effects, noise, and fractal noise. For the fractal type, I'll pick dynamic progressive. For the noise type, I'll pick block. Dial up the contrast 500. On transfer drop-off menu, I'll check off the uniform scaling. Dial that up to 300. For the evolution, I'm gonna add a simple expression. Hit Option click on Mac, Control click on PC to open up the expression property, and then type in time multiply 300. It could be any number. See? The next step's gonna be preparing the audio track we have for the expression. The way I can do that is pretty simple. You just need to select the layer, go to animation, keyframe assistant, convert audio to keyframes. Right off the bat, it adds a new layer with a bunch of keyframes, like left channels, right channels, both channels. And if you open that, you see a bunch of keyframes here on each channels. Let me change the color of the layer. We want to link the brightness of the fractal noise to the audio layer with all the keyframes on that. I just select the solid layer, hit double E to reveal the fractal noise, and then select brightness and hit double S to solo the property. Hit option to reveal the expression properties and drag the pick whip to the slider. So if I hit play, you can see the same number on brightness and this slider, which is not exactly what we want. Basically, we need a range between the dark to white. Let's disable the expression for now and see in what range we can get the full darkness. So it's gonna be minus 224. For the white, it's gonna be 250. And that's the range we need to define it. One of the best way to define a range and make a range map is the linear function. Let me bring the linear function here. You can go to interpolation, linear. What does it mean? So basically it has a value which is a source value. It calls it t. You can call it whatever you want. So the source value has its own minimum and maximum. We need this minimum to the minimum of the brightness, which is minus 225. And the maximum of a slider is gonna be the maximum of the brightness, which is 250. So how we can define this to After Effects? Let me show you. Let's say we have linear here and we need some variation to define what we're gonna do. We have t here. Let's say t is equal to the slider, the source value. The other things we need to define is the t minimum. Okay, the t minimum is gonna be 0. What about the t maximum? Okay, the t maximum is gonna be 0.52. So since we have the T minimum and the T maximum, we can define this range to our brightness for the fractal noise effects. As you remember, the minimum value for the brightness was minus 225 and the maximum value was 250. If I play the music, see? Even I would like to go further and multiply the source value with a small number to feel the effects more connected to the music. Let me show you. I'll multiply it with a number of like 0.02. Let's check that out. See, that's exactly what we need. Now we have all these set up. The rest gonna be easy. I'll select all of these layers and make a pre-comp. Just hit Shift, Command, and C. Call it displacement. And then I'll make a text layer. Type in glitch. I'll make another pre-comp out of the text layer. Just select it. Call it text. Let's make a new color for that. And I'm gonna make the text layer smaller, like 50% smaller. I'll select the displacement map and just duplicate it. Call it displacement mask and put it on top. Then I'll select the text layer in track matte, select it as a Luma inverted matte. The other things I need to do is selecting the text layer and then go to effects, distort, pick displacement map effects. On displacement map, I'll select the displacement layer as a reference layer for displacement map. I'm gonna dial up the maximum horizontal displacement to a number, I would say 20. Okay, let's check and see how it works. Of course, you can play around with the numbers and digits here in displacement map and see what works for you best. Alright, I'm wrapping up this video. Hopefully you guys like it. If you guys want to see more of these videos, don't forget to subscribe the channels right below the video. See you soon.